All right, I think we are good to go. If all 20, all 30, all 27, 28, 29 people are joined us in the room, thumbs up. I love it. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to our friends joining us. My name is Darren Drabeck. I'm Associate Director of Admissions and Coordinator of International Admissions at Skidmore College. Pleased to be joined by a couple of colleagues who will briefly introduce themselves, and then we'll get started on this Writing a College Essay and Sharing Your Story workshop for you. Ronnie, you want to say hello next?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Darren. Greetings from Los Angeles, California. I am Ronnie Marinas, an international admission counselor at Loyola Marymount University.
Great, and hi everyone. I am Sarah Schmidt, and I use she, her pronouns, and I am Senior Associate Director for International and Overseas Admissions for Macalester College, and I'm speaking to you today from St. Paul, Minnesota.
All right, let's get started here.
All right, so quickly just want to go over what you should be expecting for today. So here's a little agenda of what we'll be discussing. First, we'll go over what is reviewed in an application for admission, what is the role of an essay in the application itself, how to choose your essay topic. We'll offer you some pro tips for the essay writing, and finally answer any questions that you have about the college essays and the application process in general.
Great, and you will find, if you have not already begun working on the common application, you will find that there are various pieces in the application that universities and institutions will use to evaluate your application. And of course, this personal statement and the short essays are only one piece of this entire puzzle that will help us better understand you. You know already maybe that your personal information is entered in there, some biographic information, some family information as part of the application. Of course, your extracurricular activities you'll get to list in the application and share a little bit about each of those. And you hopefully will take advantage of all of that space that's given to you in those sections. And then your teachers and school officials, school administrators, a school principal perhaps, a university advisor will write letters of recommendation for you, typically one from the school and two academic teacher recommendations will also be part of the application, and all of your academic information from secondary school. So there's a lot of information that comes to us in addition to this personal statement. So we're excited. This is a way for us to get to know you in many ways and across many levels of your secondary school experience. So this certainly the essay and what does why does it matter? Why does your personal essay matter to us? And as I said, it's a piece of the overall puzzle of the application, but it's a way that you can tell your story. Don't put too much pressure into just this one element of it. As you can see, there's many other pieces to the application, and many colleges are giving much greater weight to the academic experience you've had, the academic achievement, your academic rigor of your programs, and how academically prepared you are for that institution. So don't put too much pressure on yourself for this one piece and part of the application. But the essay is something that you can control, as we say now, because all of the academic work has been done and that's been completed in the past. But this is a final piece of the puzzle that is done by you and completed at this point. And it's a great opportunity for you to add another dimension to your experiences and who you are. Thinking about or thinking about, in a way, our role as admission officers when we're reading your application. This is, and especially when we're reading an essay, this is sometimes the closest we have to come to having a conversation with you. And we hope that from your essay, from your application, we will get a chance to feel your personality and learn what you are passionate about. Sometimes that comes out in the listing of activities and how you describe some of your activities and accomplishments as well. Of course, we are evaluating your writing skills and excited to watch your thought process unroll through this process, which is certainly necessary for college success. And we also might look toward an essay to provide to help better understand your background and place your achievements into a broader context. You might choose to provide more details on your hometown, your high school, your financial situation, paint a broad picture of what your surroundings are like, and really place us into the community in which you may live. Maybe you've moved 3 times in 10th grade, and you want to describe that. Anything you choose to emphasize that helps fill in the blanks is something that can be helpful to create a full picture of you. And lastly, your essay may be a place for you to talk about what excites you intellectually and really drive and bring out your passions that we may learn more about. Sarah's on mute. There we go.
There we go. I thought I clicked the microphone. My apologies. So these should look familiar if you have already created a Common App account and have been starting your application. But one of the common things we often hear as admissions counselors, students asking, what topic should I talk about? Is there the best topic that I should write that will help me get noticed? And the truth of the matter is, any of these essay prompts that the Common App provides can be a great platform for you to do all the things Darren was telling you about, helping us get a fuller picture of who you are, being able to share your story. The focus is you in all of these topics, no matter which question you choose. So don't be shy in talking about yourself. And then keep in mind that at the end of the day, any of these prompts, what we should be hearing about is you. Center yourself, center your story, center your thought process in how you respond to any of these essay prompts. We as admissions counselors should finish reading your essay and know a little bit more about you, not more about the topic that you chose or other people in your life. So be mindful of some pitfalls. For example, the prompts number 3 and 4, some of the pitfalls I've seen are that students spend so much time describing the problem that they're trying to solve, or a belief, what that belief was that they challenged, that they don't really give enough time to tell us what I think is much more interesting, which is, how did you react to this? Why are you writing about this? So a little less plot, a little bit more reflection in those topics. Next slide. You should also be mindful, many schools, especially some of the more selective schools, will actually also ask you for some supplemental questions that might be very specific about the school itself. Schools are asking these because we want to get a sense of, does the student understand our institution and how they might fit at our institution? So these are not throwaway questions. You should be just as thoughtful when you are answering a supplemental question that is university specific as you are about your main common application essay. It could give you an opportunity to reflect on the mission or the values or the settings of that institution. And it may also help the school identify, as they're reading, who's really interested in their school versus who's just applying because it was on their list, but it's not really a strong choice for them. Everything speaks in your application. So the time and the care and the research that you are demonstrating in these college-specific essays are just as important. Next slide. So how do you stand out? The best way to stand out is to, again, your essay should be about you. Focus on one particular experience that illustrates who you are. You can use one of the Common App prompt essays or a college-specific essays to get started. Sometimes if you're having writer's block, the best way is to think of the question as something that's being posed to you and just start a conversation writing it down. You can always go back and edit it later, but if you're having trouble getting started, that's a great way to begin. So start with the topic that speaks to you, that you feel you can write about. It should reflect unique life experiences. This is, again, a time to center your story and help us better understand something that maybe is not otherwise coming through in the application. Next slide.
All right, so these are some common essay topics or themes that us as admission counselors often see in students' essays. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that you can't write about these topics. So if you see one of these on the screen that you are interested in, by any means, that does not mean do not write about that. It just means that we really want to emphasize what my colleagues were saying about making this essay about you and making it unique to your story. Something that's really important to remember is that when you're looking at those topics that you could choose from, choose the topic that really stands out to you, like my colleague said, not the topic that you think that we want to read. That's going to be a little bit more authentic to yourself as well. Another thing that could really help you through this process is getting feedback from either your peers or your teachers, even your family, just to get that feedback to see if it really represents who you are. Those people really have known you throughout your high school experience, and it's always beneficial to get that second feedback. Next slide, please.
There we go. And now some tips from the pros. I guess that would be us, that we are pros. We certainly, this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate one way, kind of a big picture, that college is not just a stepping stone to a high-paying job. It's certainly okay that you want to go from college to getting a good job and helping your family, and that's wonderful. But you want to show how you're going to contribute to a community, because most colleges are looking for students who will be involved in the campus community outside of the classroom. And an essay, and this essay, personal statement, is a wonderful way for you to show that, not just to tell that. You obviously need to demonstrate, we think, demonstrate maturity, kind of no matter what the topic is that you're selecting, and particularly if you choose to write about obstacles in your life, use a mature and composed tone. Be aware of your tone, no matter what topic you choose, of course. Try to avoid using an overly negative or critical tone or language. If you do write about something that is personally painful, move your statement into a positive direction to show that you have learned from your challenges. And try to show the reader that your inner strength and growth outweigh any frustration or anger. But you don't also need to write a happy essay or be glad for such extreme hardships. But you do, maybe try to end your statement on a hopeful note. You don't want an admissions officer to finish reading your essay feeling concerned about you. Instead, show them that you're a positive thinker, and that is very helpful. If you're certainly going to worry about what to write about with a mature tone, maybe you need to, you can think again about what you might want to write about, and choose perhaps maybe a different topic.
All right, so the pro tips continued, this one format. So number one tip that we have for you is don't wait until the last minute. We know this is a really busy time of year for you all, but please allow enough time to, again, ask for that feedback, to edit your essay, you'll be happy that you started a little bit earlier than if you didn't have that time. The second one is just edit. This can be something really important. We do look for spelling and grammar and format throughout these essays. So again, make sure you ask for that feedback. Sometimes the second eyes on the paper can be more beneficial than you just reading it over and over again and maybe missing those same mistakes or spelling errors. And then as far as format goes, just be mindful of the format you're using. You don't have to use a proper 5-paragraph essay, but we do look for the formatting and where paragraphs should be broken off and things of that nature. So again, just make sure you're editing and asking for that feedback, and have fun with this essay and make sure your voice shines through.
So, and we just wanted to give a quick thank you and shout out for the work that we built this presentation off of. It is really important to cite your sources. So Macalester Community Outreach Team provided the foundation, but also a lot of this content was developed by the Questbridge Scholarship Organization. So we would like to thank them for a lot of this great content as well.